Welcome to the joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 74 of The Joy of Coding. I'm pretty sure it's episode 74. I'm just going to double check. Uh, I don't want to I don't want to confuse you because I have the number wrong or something. So I'm going to pull up episode 74 and make sure, yes, this is what's happening right now. In fact, there's going to be a slight delay, and then I'll probably see the opening in just a second because this is the stream, and there's always a little bit of a delay. Part of me really wants to see that, but not. Oh, there I am. There I am.
Welcome.
All right, let's not go recursive. Hello, welcome to watching The Joy of Coding. You didn't actually see most of what I was doing on my screen because I forgot to share my screen, and I'm going to do that now. Um, so, Joy of Coding, it's episode 74. We're going to be hacking on some Firefox stuff today. We're going to be doing a little bit of a mixture. We're going to be working on a bug, and we're also going to be doing some code review. What do I have planned? Well, let's check it out. This is the agenda. It's October 5th, episode 74, and I want to remind you that no plan survives breakfast. I hope that I'm going to suspend that VM. I hope that what we do today is this stuff, but you never know. Things can go horribly wrong, and that's okay. If we go off the rails, that's all right. That's how software development works. I want to remind you that this agenda that we're looking at right now, sort of a loose collection of things I'm hoping to do today, is available to you to peruse and to click on links and stuff. If you go, if you're on Airmozilla, if you scroll down, there's an additional link section, and there is a link to this agenda that you can follow along with and click on the links. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, the link to the agenda should be in the video description. So go check that out, follow along in the links. You can also rate this episode, let me know what you thought. I read all of the ratings that come in, and I do appreciate the feedback. So, what do I want to do today? Well, I'm hoping that we can do a little bit of a blast of the past. When I first started the Joy of Coding series, I think some of the earlier episodes I was doing some printing work for multi-process Firefox, and today is no different. I'm hoping to go back to that. I'm going to do a little bit of printing stuff today because hold on a second. Let me turn off notifications. Turn off notifications. How do I turn off notifications? I think there's a way. Notify analyze. Oh no, how do I turn off notifications? Wow. Close window. Oh no. Preferences. Account settings, turn off notifications, play an alert sound. I don't want the alert sound. How do I get rid of the notifications? Oh no, I think I'm just gonna have to exit chat in this client, and I'll have this one open, which doesn't do notifications. Okay, so a blast of the past, a printing bug. This one dropped into my lap a couple of days ago, and I thought it'd be a good fit for the Joy of Coding, a good size, because I think we can actually investigate and get this bug fixed in the same episode. So hoping to do that today. I have a sort of an idea. I've done some sort of analysis of the bug. I think I know what needs to be done. Just a quick review on how printing works with E10S. In the multi-process case, the content process initiates, it says, I want to print. It sends a message to the parent. The parent shows a dialog, and that's done in the native printing dialog like this. If I go to print right here, this is rendered from the parent process. You fill in a bunch of information. That information is then serialized, sent down to the content process so that it can construct the print job. And then, whenever it comes to finally print, it takes the information that was serialized, sends it back up to the parent along with the print information, like the rendered page, so that we can actually send it to the device driver, the printing driver, with the information that you filled out in here. So there's a lot of serialization, deserialization going on that we don't normally have to do because in the single process case, the parent process gets the sort of the print settings object that this dialog constructs, and it never lets go of it. It holds on to it. Whereas in the E10S case, we have to send it back and forth across the process boundary a couple of times. And uh, I think that in that serialization deserialization we've missed a spot. So let me tell you a little bit about this bug. I'll show you how to reproduce it, and we'll give it a shot. We'll try to fix it. So let me pump up my font size a little here. I'll bring up the bottom so you can see it. So we're going to I'm going to show you in an opt build what the bug is, and then uh, I'm going to try and fix it. So this is just a generic page from it doesn't matter where, but what I've done is in page setup, I've created a new page size, very very small, 75 by 75 millimeters. That's in the page setup manager. So now there's a page that I like a size that I can print to that's 75 by 75 millimeters right there. And when I do that and then go to open the PDF in the preview, I would expect it to print out to 75 by 75 millimeters, except that I don't. Or I do in the non-Ethernet case, but in the Ethernet case, let me just double check. Oh, did that work? Did that work? That's not supposed to work. How did I'm pretty sure I reproduced this before. Um, Let me try that again. Print, untitled, 75 by 75, open PDF and preview. Huh. Let me also make sure that, like, let's try the Mozilla.org page and double check that, yeah, this is Ethernet. Print. I'm going to choose our 75 by 75 millimeter and preview. That'll think about it for a little bit. Wow, that's working. Huh. What's gone wrong here? Is my notion of this bug wrong? Let me try my nightly build. Let's try this one. Print 75 by 75. Open preview. This bug, will it open? We're about to find out. Interesting. So now it's working. Maybe it's broken in 4801, but it's been recently fixed? Is that possible? Let's try release Firefox. This is going to be like very, I wouldn't say disappointing, but it's going to be like, this is, my bug fix is not going to pan out. My plan is not going to pan out if the bug doesn't exist anymore. So I'm running 4901 here. It's not, I'm running release Firefox. I'm going to go to Mozilla.org page. I'm going to attempt to print this page, show the details. We're going to print on my 75 by 75 millimeter and then open in preview and see what it does. That should, okay, see, now that's not printing in 75 by 75. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you I know why it's not reproducible over here. The bug still exists. Let me see if I can prove it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this page in a non-Ethernet one. I'm just going to try a thing, and then if it works, I'll explain what happened. So I'm going to change the print job so that it prints to US legal, or like a US letter. I'll do the basic US letter. And now I'm going to open in the PDF viewer. And this is in a non-Ethernet window. Okay, so that's proper. And now in an Ethernet window, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use the newer 75 by 75 millimeter and open that. Oh no, what? No, I thought I could explain it, but I didn't explain it. What is going on? So maybe this is broken, but has been recently fixed. So we can test that hypothesis out by using Moz regression. So Moz regression is a tool that we can use to test builds and see when a bug was introduced, or in this case, when a bug was fixed. So the hypothesis is that we have a bug that no longer exists. So let's double check. We're gonna do mock Moz regression. I'm just gonna launch yesterday's nightly. So that's 2016 October. That's 10, and then the 5th, or today's the 5th, so yesterday's nightly, which should be the 4th. So that's going to download yesterday's nightly after Moz regression rebuilds itself, and I have to run it again. That's an unfortunate user experience. So we're going to do that again. So we're downloading 52 from yesterday, so yesterday's nightly. This is very confusing. I thought I reproduced this bug yesterday, but maybe I don't have the exact steps understood correctly. That's quite possible. I might not fully understand where the bug comes from. The bug might still exist, is the thing, and I want to see, like, it's either gone or it's still around and I didn't understand it. So let's see which of those two states we're in. And sorry that my forehead's a little transparent. My hand, too. I don't know what is up here. The reflection, like, I guess part of my hand, the threshold on OBS is like, it's trying to, maybe it's too bright, too, like, this shininess on my forehead is probably saying that it's too, my forehead's too bright. While we're waiting for this build to run, I could try and fix that. Oh, and my build is up here. We've got, so we can test this out. I'm going to print. So this is yesterday's build. I'm going to do 75 by 75, and eTNS should be enabled. And open and print preview. And that works. That works. So this bug may have been fixed. Let's go back further. Let's try, when was this bug filed? 20 days ago, but for 48. So let's go back a couple of months. Let's go back to July 1st. Let's get that build and see if the bug is still there. And while I'm doing that, let me see if I can fix this forehead issue. Filters, my forehead is transparent. Let us figure out how we can adjust for that. There we go. I think that might be an OBS bug. As soon as I clicked on the similarity, it like sorted itself out. So that's better. Now I'm not transparent anymore. Hey, well, a little bit on my forearm there, but that's not so bad. And my Fitbit is also a little transparent, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're back here with our nightly. We're going to test printing 75 by 75 millimeters. Okay, that's broken. Good. So it has gotten fixed. That's good. I'm going to close now. So it got fixed at some point between this. It was broken on the July the 1st, and it was fixed today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow down and try and figure out where the fix was introduced. So I'm going to say, I'm going to have to invert things, because normally Moz regression is used for finding when things broke, not when things were fixed. So I'm going to say that the broken state is actually the good state, because that's what Moz regression is designed to find, is the bad state. So I'm going to say that when it's broken, it's in the good state, and whenever it gets fixed, that's the bad state that we're hunting down. So 2016 July 1st were good, even though it was broken. We're looking for the bad state. We know that today is bad. It will default to today, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's going to get today's nightly build, and it's going to double check for us. So we're going to do a quick sanity check. So this has turned into a regression hunt, except that it's the opposite. It's a fix hunt. And we're going to see how this thing does. Print 75 by 75. broken. Huh. Okay. I think we are in this state. I don't have proper STR just yet. Because what's going on is, like, that was supposed to be broken. Or maybe this is supposed to be fixed. It's supposed to be working. This is today's build. And I asked it to print 75 millimeters by 75 millimeters, and it's currently broken. Firefox only first run page. Is it possible that I need to, that it's not overwriting a file? Where is this PDF being saved to? Maybe I'm opening up the old one? Is that possible? Let's find out. So whenever I say like open PDF in preview, where is it putting it? Move to. So no, it's some temporary directory. It's in some temporary directory. And this was the one that was printed just a couple minutes ago. So now it's broken. Okay, now is it broken in my build? Perhaps so I'm going to exit Moz regression, and now I'm going to run my build again. I say nightly.mozilla.org. Let's try and print this page. Print 75 by 75. Open PDF in viewer. And that's correct. Quick sanity check. Print. Is there like a print printer? Simplify page. Print in parent is true here. So let me do that again. Let's launch today's build. This is very fascinating. I don't understand how the bug works, like what the steps are exactly. I'm going to close this. We're running our build here. That's the sound that I'm making internally. So print 75 by 75, open PDF and preview. And now it's fixed. And now if I print and say US legal, maybe I'm just screwing up the steps. That's proper, I believe. Now I'm going to print again. 75 by 75. Fixed. Okay. So now let's leave it there. And now let's run our Moz regression thing again. So starting with today's build, this is the thing I just ran. We're starting Moz regression. I think maybe I just made a mistake. Perhaps I'm too caffeinated. Perhaps the problem exists between the chair and the keyboard. And that would be me. User error. Perhaps I failed to reproduce the bug properly. So let's try this again. 75 by 75. Does the problem exist? What? See, $75 by $75. That's the same build from today. This makes no sense. Page setup. Untitled. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's some kind of internal setting. 75 by 75. No. Page setup. Now what if I like... Now the profile... Oh, oh, you know what? I think I might know what's happening. I think I might know what's happening. Um, let's run my local build again, but I'm gonna clear out all my printing preferences. I'm gonna start from scratch. So print, I'm gonna clear out all of these printing preferences. Oh man. Uh, PDF writer, let's see. I'm gonna get rid of the, where is it? Margin bottom, paper height. I'm gonna get rid of paper height, paper size unit. I'm gonna print paper width. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of print resolution, print scaling, shrink to fit, PDF writer, all this business we're gonna get rid of. Data, print paper data we're gonna get rid of. And page setup too. That's, you know what? I think it's this. Page setup. I'm gonna get rid of this. Oops. I'm gonna reset that. Okay. Now I'm gonna restart my browser. And now if I go to mozilla.org and attempt to print and then choose 75 by 75 and open in preview, this should not work properly. What is happening? Why is that working properly? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, hold on. Print. Is there like some stuff being stashed in preferences maybe? Why am I able to reproduce the bug only in that weird case where I'm using Moz regression? It's because the only thing that's changing really is the underlying profile. So there's something up with the profile. And I had found this section of code, which I think was responsible whenever I started to investigate this bug. This PM page format stuff is, I think, where the page size information is stored. And we do persist that in preferences somewhere. There is a Mac OS X page setup pref name, and it's this. So is it possible that like that pref is cleared? I definitely don't have that anymore. Oh, I do have it. Oh, this is in my normal build. Sorry. In here, I don't have the pref. The pref is gone. Maybe in the broken case, I have the pref. So like if I print and choose US letter, open PDF and preview, works properly. Now when does this persistence occur? Because maybe that's what's up, is that we've stored the read page format from prefs. When does that occur? Whenever we say read prefs. And when does read prefs occur? Here. When we initialize print settings from prefs, and that happens here, I think. Whenever we do the actual print. There's a print settings service. Okay. And when do we write to the prefs? That's the thing. Like maybe we've written to the prefs and that's what we're preferring. In the case where I can't reproduce the bug. When do we write the prefs? Get PM page format. When do we write the prefs? Print settings. Write page format to prefs. When does that come into play? Here, when we say write prefs, and when does that happen? Write prefs happens here when we say ns print options x write prefs, and that happens no, JavaScript doesn't do it. Write prefs. Who calls you write prefs? Oh, save print settings to prefs, of course. And that happens here in the parent whenever we receive save print settings, but also it can happen here after we're done printing. If we're saving print settings, is it possible that this testing profile, no, we're supposed to be saving print settings. Is it possible that here, let's pull up the one where I couldn't, where I did, no, yeah, where I could reproduce the bug. There's also like, so like we'll go in here, print, so there's nothing in here for printing. We are saving the print settings. We're using global print settings. I think that was true in the other case as well. We're starting from scratch. Now what happens if I start by printing in a non-ETNS window and say we do our 45 by 45? That should work properly. Yep. Now, if we look inside about config, nothing's been saved, nothing's been persisted. Let's try that again. Print untitled, and then let's actually print to like the PDF writer or something. Oh, I can't. Well, I'll print to a simulated inkjet printer. Done. And then do we have a preference for printing? Did we save our print settings? Doesn't look like it. Maybe one needs to restart in order to do that. Is that possible? We only persist that stuff on restart? That doesn't make any sense because we do the save print settings to prefs. Okay, well, how about this? How about I print settings is no. What is this? Oh, we attempt to save it here, and then we fail to. We fail to save the print settings because print settings is null. Get print settings. init print. So we actually do that from here. Init print settings from prefs. I think what I need right now is a debugger. So what I'm going to do is exit. We're going to run again. We should be in the case now where the bug is not reproducible, and I should have this stuff is like print arrival, print to file, scaling paper width should be 8.5 by 11. I don't see any like 75 by 75 stuff in here, and I've got the printer, and we're saving print settings. So I've got all this business, but what if I start by clearing all of my print settings? We start from scratch with no print settings, like we would with like a bare profile. I feel like it should be easier than this, having to reset all these manually, but that is just how it goes right now. We're going to reset all of these so that they don't exist. We're removing them from the preferences hash table. Oh man, there's so many. I'm gonna work my way up from the bottom. Printer gone. I wish there was like a keyboard shortcut. Whoops. Maybe there's probably a way for me to like script this so that like anything that starts with print underscore, like I could probably find a way of iterating all of the preferences and then just clearing them. But finding out how to do that might be slower than just doing this. This isn't annoying that I have to do this. It's a bit mind-numbing. This is probably boring for you. It might be simpler. Maybe I should just find out how to iterate the preferences, because I might need to do this again in the future. Okay, let's look it up. Mozilla Preferences Service. Preferences. Let's see, code snippets. So iterate. So there's like that NSI pref branch. I think that it exists. Pref branch. To iterate, we want to complex value, clear user, lock pref has user value, unlock, delete branch, called to remove all preferences referenced by this branch. Aha! So I could do that if I like services.prefs get branch print, let b equals that. So I have this branch, I can clear branch. What was it? Delete branch. Delete branch starting at. Oh. Starting at dot. So, did I get rid of any just now? If I do that again, let's search. No, I haven't cleared them. How about delete branch starting at that? Did I clear them? Doesn't look like it. Delete branch starting at printer dot. Nope. Let me look at an example. Maybe I can find one. Delete branch. Empty. That's what people are using. Empty. Delete branch. So print. Maybe I should be like get branch equals b dot root b dot get bool get bool pref dot save print settings, or maybe like this. No, so maybe b does need to have the dot. Get bool pref Error unexpected. Save print settings. So get branch. That's what I thought we wanted here. Services prefs get branch. Am I not using that right? Services prefs get branch. Lightweight browser dot download dot something dot. In this case, it's print dot. And then I should be able to like set bool pref hello true. So what did I just do? Print dot hello is now true. Okay. So how about bool dot or b dot get bool pref save print settings. Doesn't exist. How about I set that to true? It can set it. Can I get it now? Hey, all right. Weird. Clear user pref. And now it throws. Can I reset branch? Not implemented. B dot. What can I do here? Delete the branch. Lock pref. Pref is locked. I can reset the branch, but I can't. Like, what does that mean to reset the branch? You know what? This is one of those things that's taking too long. We're taking too long. Reset branch. Default values. That's what I want. Let's restart the browser. Let's see what it thinks. Where we're at. I may have put the config into the bad state. Print. Hey, alright. I must have done it properly because we've got these just bare preferences here, so that's good. So let's now try and print, hopefully reproduce our issue. Simulated inkjet printer. We're going to say untitled and open PDF in preview. And it says print settings is null here. And then, but then we get our this. Now what's in print? In our print configuration. So maybe it's when print settings is not null that we reproduce the issue. When print settings is not null. How could that be? How could that be? Print. What if I actually, I think I've tried this, what if I actually need to print in order to persist the settings? I'm going to PDF writer, print, and then it says print settings is null. Okay. And now, if I look in here, hey, there's some stuff, but it's not what I wanted. So when's the bug reproducible? I don't get it. I don't get it. When is the bug reproducible? Because it's reproduce, like, I'm not reproducing the bug here. This is an e2nes window. I say print. I say now untitled. After having done a print, open PDF in preview. And that's correct. This is the correct thing. So what is going on? What is going on? But we get the print settings as null thing. And it's not persisting the preferences to disk. Print settings is null. Why are the print settings null? Maybe we can figure that out. Maybe that's related. So let's open up our browser content toolbox. We're going to use the debugger here. We're going to look inside. How do I search? Hello. Whoops, I've got the wrong thing focused. Browser content. And there should be something about printing in here. Printing. So we receive a message. So file, print. And we should be in here, yes. We're going to step over. We're going to print. So we enter here. We try and get the print settings. So we get the print settings service. We try and get the global print settings. And then we get an exception. What is the exception? E. Factory not registered. The factory was not registered for something in here. I don't remember where it was thrown. But the call stack says at 6:37 get print settings. We're throwing it here, but like, where did it come from? So let's do that again. Play, cancel, print, and then we're going to enter here. We'll disable this one. Continue. We get the print settings service. We get the global print settings. So we have this global print settings thing, I think. Print settings, yeah. And then we attempt to see if the printer name exists. And if so, then we try and get the default printer name. Excuse me. So PS SVC. And that's what throws. There is no default printer name. And if there is no default printer, then we can't initialize the print settings. So we return null. And now let's set up a printer. Sure. And I'm also going to set a breakpoint. Where am I? Where am I? So I'm here now, apparently, because we did print. And so now we have this print settings. But we threw an exception. Print settings is null. And yet, if print settings and simplified mode. So we passed null for print settings. And it was okay with it. Print settings, we passed in null. What does print? SI web browser print, what does that return? Web browser print. What does printing return? Print returns nothing. If the print settings is null, then the global print settings will be used. So it's kind of okay that print settings is null in here. We're going to use the global print settings. And we try and save them, but we can't because print settings is null. This should be an and print settings here. Now in the non-eTNS case, we don't have any print settings. Like, we don't have any print settings. PDF and preview, that should be small now. Yeah. And then open PDF and preview. This should be, get rid of that breakpoint. Let's see, simulated. Actually, let's do that now. So is this going to be small? Probably. Yes. Now, at any point have we like got any printer settings? We don't. I don't know how to reproduce this bug, folks. I'm stumped. I thought I had it. So I'm going to have to shamefacedly respond. Gah, I thought I had decent STR, but no dice. This looks... I think there's some kind of mysterious... there's some kind of mysterious state here. Well, let's try one more thing. We're going to Moz regression launch yesterday's build, or today's build again. Like, there should be no difference between a Moz regression launch. It's going to be using the same Scratch profile that like, there should be no difference. How come it works in one? How come it doesn't work in the other? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. eTNS print untitled. That works. Print. Now US letter. That works. And now over here. Print. US letter. Open in PDF. That works. Now. Print. US letter. Untitled. That works. And now go back to the first. Print. Untitled. But that works. I don't know what's happening. How if I turn that to false temporarily and get into a state where I've got a couple of prefs in here where I don't use the global settings. Open a new non-eTNS window. Print. Untitled. Save print settings is true. All right, I'm about to call it. I'm about to give up. I'm gonna give up and ask QA to try and find some good steps here, because no, I don't get it. I don't get it. And yet, if I use Moz regression, it's gonna download the same build, launching that. going to get the same exact build. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. No. I was running today's, and then this is using, yeah, today's. This is the same date, 10:05, but now it's getting the, oh, oh, I was wrong. I've wasted so much time. It's running the one from July. That's why the bug is still here. Oh no. There's the bug. Okay, so we can proceed. Sanity will prevail. So we're going to say this one is good because it's got the bug, so good. And now it's going to get the one from today, and the bug will not be there. Ah, what a waste of time. I should have been reading the console. I need a sound effect for this. Why isn't the sound effect working? Everything's broken. Where are my sound effects? I don't know where I put them. What is the address? 3000? Localhost 3000. Sound effects.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
I normally run them from my tablet, but my tablet has stopped working. Ah, everything broken. Are you even on the internet anymore? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's get back to this bug. So this should be fixed. If sanity prevails, if I attempt to print 75 by 75, this should be fixed. Yes, it is. Okay. So, that is bad. Bad because we're trying to narrow in on the bug fix. Huh. Can't even get to... Maybe my computer switched its IP address. Let me... 1, 2, 1, 10, 2. No, that's right. This browser's just messed up on this tablet. The sound effects are important. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so we're going to try to print to 75 by 75 and broken. So this is good. That's good because we want the broken state to be good. Running. Running. Hey, my tablet's working again.
It's me, Mario!
Alright. Does the bug exist here? Yes, untitled. Yes, it does. So this is... If the bug exists, that's good. Gotta flip it all in my head. Almost there. We're into September 23rd. It's not that long ago. Oh, you know what? I think I know what this is. I think we recently changed print parent, print jobs. I think it might have been this. This is my hypothesis that this bug fixed the issue. Trigger print jobs from the parent in Firefox 51, and that landed, that was 15 days ago. So on September 16th, and I'm currently running the build from September 23rd, and before I'd been running the 11th, so I believe it's going to be fixed in this one. That's my hypothesis. Going to be fixed. I'm guessing. Yes, fixed. Okay. Okay. I think I know what's up. So, that one's bad. I can actually test this in a different way. Projects, Mozilla Central, mock, run. About config, print from parent. Print via parent to false, and then restart. I'll bet I can reproduce the bug. I'll bet I can. Mozilla.org. I'll bet you the bug will be here. And then I can stop the bisecting. Yeah, the bug is here. Okay. All right, we can stop the bisecting. I can report this in the bug now. Actually, it looks like this was fixed in bug 1228022, which moves the printing into the parent process. So fixing this depends on Mobeen Wahid. If you test a nightly build or developer edition build where this fix currently is, can you confirm? Need more information from the reporter. And I should have cleared my own need info. Okay. Okay, that was a lot of work. I wasted a lot of time figuring that one out when it was a lot of my own human error. That was a lot of me chasing my tail. That is what happens. Oh man. I think the reason why I was so confused about this one is that it's actually been fixed recently via bug that setting. There's a config pref via parent print via parent, setting print via parent to false allows me to reproduce the issue. Okay. Well, what a thrilling ride. Wow, what a ride. Turns out this was fixed by bug such and such. 1228022, and we're gonna wait for the reporter to confirm, and then we get to figure out what we want to do with that information. It's possible that this is important enough that we want to wallpaper a fix into beta so that it goes out sooner rather than later. But I suspect we'll just let it ride the trains. Okay, so let's move right along. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to be writing more code there, but I mean, no plan survives breakfast, and that's what happened. So I'm going to be reviewing this patch for the next half hour. This is a patch from BZ, one of our amazing engineers. I really enjoy his work, and he is refactoring and cleaning up some of the stuff inside some of the window watcher code, which if you've been watching the program, the series for a while, you will recognize Window Watcher. That is something that I messed around in for quite some time. And so I've kind of become the de facto, or like one of the reviewers for Window Watcher, having messed around in it, because now I'm familiar with it and I know how it works for the most part. So I've already reviewed one of the patches, and now this one's arguably more complicated one that I want to review right now. So what's he doing? He's pushing the maintenance of the pop-up spam count down into the window watcher. What does that mean? So the global window, I mean, we have this concept of spam, like pop-ups being blocked, like a spammy pop-ups. If a web page runs some JavaScript that tries to open up a billion pop-ups, we can notice that and mark them as spammy and then prevent them from opening. We can show a little notification that says, I prevented this page from opening 1 billion pop-ups. Do you want to actually open them? And that's managed using this stuff, the spam count. And I think before I begin, I should briefly familiarize myself with the spam count, how that works. There's this maybe forgive spam count thing that I need to understand, and that happens whenever a window, it looks like a close event is fired. Maybe forgive a spam count if a window is closed. And there's the set pop-up spam window. What is that? How does that work? If we're inside like the open of the window, we check to see if it's a pop-up. We check to see if the abuse level is greater than some threshold. And if we haven't marked it as being a spam window, then we say it is, and then we increase some global count of open spam windows. Global within this global window, I guess. Or maybe it's global just in general. So what is this set spam window thing? There's this is pop-up spam. So this is an old patch. Landing the split window work. Let's change it to have full reviews at BZ and Shaver have done partial reviews. Give it a turn. Okay, let's take a look at what this is. This is old stuff back from 2005. Oh, splits windows into an inner and outer object. Oh man, that's not what I'm interested in reviewing or like checking out. But this spam count is. I want to understand spamming. Well, the code's so old that enough changes have been layered on top of them that it might be difficult. But suffice to say, window.open is called, and so we do this open internal, and then we check to see whether the abuse level, and where's abuse level calculated? Abuse level is the G pop-up control state. Yeah. And check for pop-up is whether or not it's like we're being called from content and it's not an app or a dialogue and a window doesn't already exist with this window. With this name, sorry, then this is a pop-up that's going to open, and if so, then we revise pop-up abuse level. And revise pop-up abuse level. Examine the current document state to see if we're in a way that is typically abused by web designers. The window open code uses this routine to determine whether to allow the new window, returns a value from the pop-up control state enum. So we check to see, we must have a doc shell, we get to see if we're a content doc shell, then we continue. We check to see, we have some kind of pop-up control state that we're passing, which is G pop-up control state. So we must hold on to, like, I don't know what that gets set to. We start off with it being open abused, and then we can like push things onto a stack. State is less. Well, it's not a stack really. Push pop-up control state. We'll see whether or not the state that we pass is less than the state that we currently exist as, and if so, then we set the state to that new state and return the old state. So what are these pop-up control states? I think I saw them briefly, but they are open allowed, open that window without worries. It's a pop-up but allow it. It's a pop-up disallow it but allow domain override, and then disallow window open. The values in this enum must go from most permissive to least permissive so that it's safe to push state in all situations. Pushing pop-up state onto the stack never makes the current pop-up state less permissive. So you can only ever go up, except if we force. It looks like we've added some ability to force, which we're kind of violating that constraint. pop-up control state. Const, it's the same thing. Okay. So what might push pop-up control state? Helper class helps when pushing and popping pop-up control state. We do NS pop-up state pusher internal versus pop-up state pusher external. Okay, it's a little bit of macro magic there. Then define auto state pusher as this thing. So there's some kind of auto pop-up state pusher. The reason I'm digging around here, I want to understand all the stuff that BZ might be changing the behavior of. We get the pop-up, we create some pop-up state, and if the load flag says that we're allowing pop-ups, then we say open allowed, otherwise it's open overridden, and open overridden we will disallow window open. So if there are not allowed pop-ups, then we push a particular state via this thing. How this thing works, I think we looked at it just a couple minutes ago, but like this auto pop-up state, what's it going to do? We call push pop-up control state and we don't force it, and then when it's destroyed we pop it off. Oh, so this is where the stack is. Interesting. So it's like our when the thing is destructed, it like, I see. So we can only lose privileges using one of these things. The push pop-up control state method on the window allows us to override with force. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. So we can like push some state here. Where's another place where it's used? Pop-up state pusher on a link click event here. And pop-up state, that's whenever we like, when would we set that? And pop-up state. Pop-up state here. And the constructor, oh, I see. We get the script global pop-up control state. So there are a number of places where we might push a state. But now I have sort of in my head a conception that there is a state. It's in one of these modes, and we go up. We can only lose privileges based on certain activities, unless we force. If we force, we can enter any state, but we generally don't force, and we just slowly lose privileges based on what's currently going on. For example, a bunch of script kicks off whenever you click on a thing. And so that's the state. What's the relationship between the state and maybe forgive spam count is a question. So maybe forgive spam count happens whenever we close a window. When we close a window, we call it post close, right? Post close event, we create a runnable, we create an event, we dispatch the event, and then we forgive the spam count. If we're an outer window, and if we were marked as a spam window, then we say that we are no longer a spam window. Is pop-up spam window. Is like there's that mark on us. We say we're not anymore, and then we drop the pop-up spam count. So if we were a spam window before, we say we're not anymore when it closes, when we forgive it. Oh, because this is us forgiving it. maybe forgive spam count. So we say, oh, maybe this was good after all. And that happens here in closing the window, and where else? Maybe forgive spam count. There's another place here whenever the window is detached from its dock shell. The window is being torn down. That's when we forgive the spam count and we go away. Okay, so this happens, this maybe forgive spam count thing seems to happen um, if the window is going away. It's closing, the dock shell has been destroyed, or we're being detached from our dock shell, the window's being torn down. So if we were a spam window, then we say we're not anymore. And we say we're false, so set pop-up spam window. A pop-up. Set pop-up spam window. And that's weird that it's called a pop-up. That might not be the best argument here because it makes me wonder whether or not it is a spam window and not whether or not it is a pop-up. Currently it pop-up is spam. I know that there are other examples of this a pop-up arg being used for things like this, but I think this might be clearer if the bool was called is spam pop-up or something, since that's what this value really represents, I believe. But I think this might be clear if the bool is called is spam, since that's what this value really represents. Yeah. And then we'll set it on the M is pop-up spam, yeah. And then if so, then we increase, otherwise we drop it. Okay. And where were we doing this sort of thing before? Down here, after the open, like when an open was done, we would check to see if a thing is a pop-up. And then if so, we would check to see if is pop-up spam window, but we're not doing that anymore. Instead, we'll call set pop-up spam window on the global window itself. Is pop-up spam window, okay. So on outer windows, we expose this global window, or we expose this method on the outer window. We already had is pop-up spam window. Now we're exposing set pop-up spam window. Same as above, probably best to call it something like A is spam pop-up, or A is pop-up spam to match the internal value it represents. And what we were doing before, oh, we already had it exposed. And it was doing the work of making sure that we had an outer and inner window. We are the inner window. Oh, we weren't called on the inner window. And then set the argument directly. Now instead, we've exposed this function for the outer window, which we assert we are the outer window. Then we say we are the pop-up spam. If so, we increase, otherwise decrease. Okay. That makes sense to me. Then when we open internal, if we are a pop-up, check for pop-up is where it's earlier on, lines 11, 8, 4, 1 in open internal, and it's global window open internal. This global window whoops. Open internal here. The thing we're looking at is check for pop-up. Check for pop-up, that's evaluated here on line 11822. Okay, so later on, check for pop-up. If we're check for pop-up, we assert that abuse level is less than open abused. Because why would we have entered here? We shouldn't have entered here if we weren't supposed to open pop-ups. Yeah, and check for pop-up is only true if it's a content pop-up. So it shouldn't have been allowed to do this. This is a good assertion that abuse level is less than open abused. Good. And then we check to see if it's a spam window. Bool is pop-up spam window. We check for the pop-up and the abuse level is greater or equal to open controlled. Open controlled. So it can be either open controlled or open abused. And if so, then we're going to pass that the fact that it's one of these two, open controlled or open abused, to is pop-up spam. Oh, no, open controlled or, wait a second. Open control, it can only be open controlled at this point. I guess in the event that things go horribly wrong, he's making sure that this is true, but in case if we ever get into a case it's not true, he's being super careful. Because technically this should never be greater. Abuse level should never be above open controlled. Because above open controlled is open abused, and we already asserted that we were less than open abused. But just in case, he's being extra careful. So technically this should be abuse level. At first glance, this looks a bit contradictory, since we assert that we're less than, assert that abuse level open abused, but then check to see if abuse level is greater or equal to open controlled, where the value above open controlled is open abused. I do appreciate, however, that we're only asserting this is a non-fatal assertion in this is only this assertion is fatal in debug builds, and that we might want to err on the side of being defensive for opt builds. Not really an issue, but thought I'd call this out. You might want to consider putting in a short comment saying that abuse level really should be at open, at this point should definitely be less than open abused, but that we're being intentionally defensive. Okay, so then we pass the fact that it's a spam window around. Now what are we doing with that? Because assume this could be, in the worst case scenario, this is open abused or open overridden. It should be only open controlled, but suppose something has gone wrong. We have to consider those cases. So is pop-up spam windows being passed around to open window 2? Call from script is true. And then we start passing it around. Not spammy pop-up. We got permission, we swear. From service worker clients. True if the window is a pop-up spam window used for pop-up blocker internals. Spammy pop-up. So spammy pop-up comes after arg. So we doing that just a sanity check here. After args, yeah. Args, yeah. Param. Oh, nit param. Is in Boolean A is spammy pop-up. Put in the global window here. In window watcher, open window internal. I guess because we're going to assume that some privileged code is calling this. It's open window 2 that might be routed from content. So if so, we pass it along, argv, arguments, then spammy pop-up, and then inside open window internal, that's where we use global win. So maybe I'll recommend is spammy pop-up. Spammy pop-up. Note that we've got is pop-up spam used elsewhere. So now we have two variations. We're introducing a second variation. Is pop-up spam and is spammy pop-up. We might want to try to keep this is minor, but it can, but seems cognitively wasteful. Perhaps we should just name this, A is pop-up spam. And then I'm going to get rid of A is pop-up spam. Cognitively, it seems like cognitive drag. That might be seems more, but might add cognitive drag. Okay, so then we pass it along, and if it's true, that's where we care about. If it's true, open window internal. Let's take a look at this. NS window watcher, open window internal. And then this is down on line 1135. This is a big function. So if we've created a window, so we're in here. Where is that? Where are we? Is new window. Where are we? Where are we? If new window. The principal of the initial about blank. That's where we are. Whoops, 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 whoops. Wrong file. We're here. So we're not long after here. Is new top level window. And is new top level window. Comes from where? It's true. Window is new and is new top level window is true. And he adds it here only if the window is new. If new window. If is spammy pop-up. The principal of the initial blank document gets set up in an add window. Make sure to call it. Window is new. It might not. Oh, that's the thing. It might not be a new pop-up window. It might be a new like tab or something. So that's good. I'm glad he's checking that. Because if we only checked if it was a new top level window, that wouldn't be true for tabs. Like we want this to work for tabs. Set initial principal to subject. Is this the right place to do this? If we're a spammy pop-up, if window is new, if new window, we get the global window from the new window. And if not, perhaps Moz assert this. Moz assert this. Set pop-up spam window to true if this was supposed to be a spammy window. Sanity. And if we say it's true, then we go into here. And then we say we are a spammy pop-up and we bump this. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with this. This looks good overall. Just a few minor points, mostly around naming choices. Thanks. So I'm gonna R plus that. Bam! There you go, BZ. There's your review. And this was the other thing he was eventually going to get me a review, but he's gone back to the drawing board, and it's the no opener arg. So window opener, window is new, window opener null, parent opener. Okay. So anyways, that's done. We're done here. That's this part done. We did this sort of. We did this. we're done. I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for watching episode 74 of The Joy of Coding. I know that was a bit of a roller coaster. It was probably a bit frustrating at first with all the moving around and like the can't reproduce the bug and tearing the hair out. That is full-blown reality. That's what happens. That's software development, at least for me, my perspective. I hope this was somewhat enjoyable, though. I hope you got something out of it, and I wanted you to know that you can rate this episode. If this is an episode that you liked or you didn't like, or you want to let me know how you feel about it, click on the link in the agenda. It should also be in the additional links section, and it's in the video description on YouTube. Click on this, fill in the form, let me know what you thought, and I'll take your feedback into account. And I think that's it. Thank you again so much for watching The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. I will see you next week for episode 75. We're going to be doing who knows what, maybe more service worker stuff. We'll see. All right. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye. And for the Canadians, have a great Thanksgiving weekend. All right. That's it.
The joy of coding.
Hold on. Hang on. I normally do that here. Let me do it again.
The joy of coding.
Take care.